Hello, all you fine people. It is Friday. We are here. It's like Tuesday.
Well, it's messed up for me because we're having if I hadn't come to the show it'd really be messed up because our dog every 6 weeks goes and gets her hair cut.
Ah,
But it's always on a Thursday.
mm,
They didn't set up the appointment yesterday. And so it
ah,
was today.
gotcha.
So
It's
that
Thursdays in
makes
Bassman's World.
yeah, things off a little bit.
And we didn't have the show Monday or last Friday, so really throws everything off.
Mhm.
Mr. Kevin's a busy guy. He may have got tied up with the 9 to 5 this morning. He may be in. Haven't heard anything from him, so he's probably busy, busy, busy.
Or he's sleeping. No, never.
Oh no, Mr. Kevin's an early riser.
Yeah, I
He,
know that.
yeah, he gets up early. So how you doing this morning, Bass Man? You feeling any
Uh,
better?
I'm okay. I'll
You're
make it,
okay.
I think.
I think I'm doing all right. As you can see, it's a different background. We are back in Cincinnati for some checkups for Zoey,
I have the
obviously.
same background.
Yeah. Bassman's actually over there. You just don't know it.
I'll be sitting right next to him.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and start saying hello to these fine folks. Mr. Robert Pintoff, channel member. Thank you for your membership, sir. Saying good morning with the sunshine. I don't know where you're at. Yeah, we got some sunshine going on there. You see it poking out the window there a little bit. Got the shade pulled down. We put it up during the day. I haven't put it up yet for the sunlight coming in, but Marcel sits there and people watches because it's right on the corner where the stoplights at, and all the workers for Cincinnati Children's Hospital walk in and out all day. She sits there and watches the people. There he is, Bass Man, Bass Man.
Sit there and listen to ambulances.
I do. I do not miss. Did not miss the ambulances and all the sirens and stuff going on. There's. I'm surprised they're not going off now because it's 11 o'clock, and usually they're hot and heavy around this time.
Yeah, they've been going pretty good. Yeah,
Hmm.
what was it? 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon or five. Man,
Yeah, yeah. And then last night when we were on, they were going good.
and it
Eh,
sounds like you're sitting in the driveway with them.
because they're right. It's right there at this stoplight. There's a stoplight. Actually, it's right here. We're 30 foot from the stoplight. There's a little bit of grass, sidewalk, stoplight.
What
There's
floor are you on?
We're on the second floor.
Second.
Yeah, yeah, we're on the second floor. Good morning, SF Kim Rush. Good to see you, buddy. I hope that Alice Cooper song is working out good for you on this Friday. Hope you got her down by now. Should have. SF Kim Rush is pretty good on picking up the songs fairly easy. Mr. Bo Palmer Coin Hunter. Damn good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. The OG. Good morning, Tiny Bass Man. Be safe. Absolutely. We go nowhere unless we absolutely have to. Good morning, Red Silver, the OG channel member. Thank you for being the OG, sir. Greatly appreciated. Ooh, Mr. Robert Pintoff saying hello to everybody with the big pink hands waving. C. Griller Stacker, channel member and moderator. Thank you for both, sir. Saying happy Friday, passing the 3 cups of coffee. I don't have a coffee, but I do have something from Duncan. It's a, what is this? Daydream Refresher. It's strawberry and it tastes like strawberries and creams. What it tastes like, those creamsicles. That's what it tastes like. But I'm always daydreaming. So
There's my buddy Sea Griller.
yeah, he gives us a headache, whether he knows it or not.
Mm-mm. He can wave though with the best of them.
Oh yeah, pointing with a stick and
We've been trying to get hold of you, Sea Griller, to get you to look at it. We can't get hold of you.
yeah. He did send me an email back 2 days
Did he?
later
Oh,
and said whenever you want to do it, and then we tried to get a hold of
yeah,
him again.
whenever you want to do it, right?
Then we tried to get a hold of him again, and then there was no chance getting a hold of him again.
Yeah,
See, Griller, things are new.
we need to show him that though, because
Yeah,
I can't. I got more work to do, but we got to make sure it works first.
right. See, Griller, I want to ask you right now, how about right after the show, I send you a link to the back room for this stream? It won't be online. It won't be live. It'll just be me, you, and Bassman, and you can come in and see what he's got for you. Good morning, Miss Wendy. Good to see you. Good morning, Tiny and Bassman. Cups of coffee in the pink hands waving.
It's a really good effect when it's finished.
Right.
It's getting it to finish. That's the problem. Just like the one we're doing this morning. All I needed to do was move one picture,
Yeah.
and it removed. I had to move all 6.
Right.
So he's the only one allowed in the back. Something.
How's my best bud Bassman?
Yeah.
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 No, I'm the only one allowed in the back. In case you folks are
Oh,
wondering.
yeah. I know.
Red Silver got to meet Zoey in person right here on a stream where he sent the funds to get Zoey the Liberty Medal this year. Her favorite flower is the sunflower, and the reason it is her favorite is because the sunflower is always facing the sun. I think that's beautiful. But she didn't know what it was, didn't even know what the box was, didn't know I ordered it, didn't know Red Silver got it for her, nothing. And right in front of him on a stream, I was sitting like this, and Zoe was standing over here, not here, but at the house. Red Silver was on here with us, and he got to see her natural reaction of what she got in person. And I think he was really happy with that. So, thought about starting to do that with like friend mails and stuff if people are interested. Coming in the back room and seeing Zoe's natural reaction and, actually getting to meet and talk to Zoe. So,
I
so
can't do that.
You talk to her all the time. What are you talking about?
No, I can't put them in the back room.
No, I can do it though, but that's all right. Let's see. Love this name. Yeah, no, remove that, please. Oh, I don't know if you could remove it or not. He has to remove it. Water the possibilities. Good morning. I say it every time. I love the name and the meaning behind it and everything. Not going to read that comment. Not going to read that comment either. Tag on it. And I can't do it from here. All I can do is copy the comment or block the user. I don't want to block him.
Yeah,
You guys are horrible.
completely.
You guys are horrible. I'd be interested to know how you come up with that name. I really would. That's a great name. Water the possibilities. Endless. was water. I mean, everything is water.
It has a lot of letters in it though.
Yeah. And you got to be careful when you read it too. Like, what are the possibilities? We know because we've known him for a long time, and when I first seen the name, I was like, what in the world is that? That's like the other day, the Orchid, Invisible River Ranch's new name, Orchid, and I was like, Oris Kid. It's like, what? There it is. Water is the key to everything.
Oh,
Yes.
when what was it? Something orchid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird looking name. When you glance at it, it didn't look like it should break where it did.
Right. And something Oris, and then Kid,
Chid.
Chid.
Yeah.
Mr. Kevin's like, what's a chid? I said, don't you know what a chid is? That's that thing. But you were like, how about something orchid? And I was like, palm face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Like I say, I'm dyslexic, so it really hit me, and I saw it, and I thought, what is that saying? And I had to
Right,
look at it to get the orchid out of it.
right.
We don't know where Mr. Kevin is. He's goofing off or something. No, he's
It's
probably
probably
gotten stuck in a meeting or something work related. He usually
right.
he usually squeezes out a text
Hope
telling
nothing.
us that he's stuck, that he
Hope
didn't miss
nothing's
work.
wrong. Yeah, I hope nothing's wrong. There he is, Mr. Scott S. Howdy, everyone, someone, and anyone. You can tell it's Friday by that comment right there. The One Triplets make their appearance on the Friday.
Yes.
Good to see you, buddy. Invisible River Ranch. That's the one that changed his name. What was the other name that you put up, Invisible River Ranch, that I mispronounced? It was your
Something
other,
something orchid.
yeah, something Orchid. Can't remember what the first part of it was though. Guess who I see, Bass Man?
Tune up here.
Saying good morning, Tiny Bass Man and Kevin, Mr. Kevin. Great Orchid. There it
Yeah.
is. I was saying Greater Chid.
Greater Chid. Yeah.
Greater Chid. Yeah. Going back to the lovely Miss Tennessee herself. Wondering if the piggy has ever come back. I am. In case you folks didn't know, she was she was standing in her lot one day, and all of a sudden, this little white pig, about 30, 40 pound pig, just come trotting across her property. Tried to feed it, wouldn't take food, and she was trying to feed it the sweet stuff too for like the sheep food and stuff. Trying to get it in a pen so it would stay, not get near the coyotes and stuff like that. That's on her back property. Uh, yeah, it wasn't having none of that, but it went away, and hopefully it went back home. And it wasn't one of the little piggies that went to market. Hopefully it went wee all the way home. And she did it right too. She was looking looking at posts and stuff for missing animals and folks that were missing animals and stuff. Couldn't find it nowhere. But I digress. It is the lovely, the one, the only Miss Tennessee herself, gentlemen. Good morning, ma'am. Good to see you. It's not just you, it's like 95%. So other people say it too. Other 95% of other people say that too. Greater Chid. See?
Yeah. Have you heard from Columbia Record? Yeah. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Right. No, pig stayed 2 days, then never seen it again. Hopefully it found its way back home. Yes, hopefully so. I did hear from Columbia Records.
There's
They
one.
said no chance. They said no.
There's one of
There's
them
an ambulance.
ambulances. Well, and they just
Columbia
cut
Records said
off.
no chance.
They go like a house of fire and then just stop.
What it is they're coming down this way. They're coming down the road, and then around the back of Ronald McDonald House, between the Ronald McDonald House and the hospital, is the ambulance bay. So once they
Right.
get right here at the corner of the building, they turn down a road and then turn into the ambulance bay. So once they turn that corner, you can't hear them anymore. It's like the building says no
I'm su-
sound.
I'm surprised because a lot of hospitals make them shut their sirens off. You know, in the last block or so, so they don't bother the patients.
Nah, dear boy, they're like all siren all the time. Mr. Parviz Nawab, good morning, sir. Saying hi to the family. Good morning, Mr. Parviz. Dead orchid, that's what unfortunately I do to them makes me sad because I really love the beauty of them. Yes, orchids are beautiful. They're hard to keep alive.
I was gonna say you got to do a lot of special stuff.
You know,
Got to have the right temperatures.
ooh, looks like Parviz won something for What Are the Possibilities. Parviz, your prize is in the mail. I sent it on Monday. Good news, Parviz. Yes, Silva hit 45. What's up now? Tiny, what time are we meeting at Ruby Tuesdays? You go ahead and fly in from Oregon again. I will meet you at Ruby Tuesdays,
Yeah,
guaranteed. But we'll be sitting there a while because we gotta wait for Mr. Kevin the Bassman to get
yeah. It'll
there.
take
We can
me at
only
least
go
10 hours.
right. We can only go to Ruby Tuesdays if Mr. Kevin the Bassman are with us, and of course La La and Zoey and Mrs. Bassman and all the others that join us. Let's see. Silver is just passing through 45 on its way. I'm not even going to make my prediction out loud. Yes, orchids are easy if you're in the right spot. Yeah, you're out west. They
Yeah,
do a
yeah.
lot better out
If
west.
you're in the middle of the if you're in the middle of the uh, rainforest,
Yeah. He's got some good ground on the ranch there. I got a tour one day when he first started coming to the channel.
yeah.
He gave me a tour of his some of his property. It's absolutely beautiful out there. Good job on finding that ranch. Yes, humidity is always a plus for sure.
Oh, Wendy's serving breakfast over there.
Really.
Coffee and bananas.
Hey, I thought I had a banana. I must have ate it.
Yeah, I got
That's what
one.
I had for breakfast, a banana. Okay, I'll go ahead and say what I think about silver. Silver is just passing through 45. Invisible River Ranch said, I seen that this morning. It was like, when I seen it, it was like 44.90 something. And then next time it refreshed, it was like 45.07 or something like that. And then it climbed to like 45.25. I'm thinking 48, and then it's going to take a dip. I don't know why I think that, but whenever I think about the price of silver, spot silver, I'm thinking 48 and then a dip. Not a huge dip, but a dip. Now remember the dollar the other day, the dollar got stronger. When the dollar is strong and high, silver tends to make a dip, and gold, precious metals seem to take a dip when the dollar is strong. But instead, the dollar is strong, but precious metals still went up. So it's hard to say what's going on. It's hard to say what's going on. But I believe it's going to hit 48 within the next week. Well, it closes today, and when it opens Sunday night, 44 something, high 43, low 44, mid 44. From what it's been doing, I take the average of like the last 2 weeks and put it in and calculate it, and then it spits out average. Then I take that average. It's weird what I do. It's weird. Bassman knows how I do math. It's weird. But
I do the binary.
Right. At the average, and then I add what it's been high to, and it actually comes up higher than what it's at. Like, let's see, when was it? May? May or, yeah. No, April. It was April or May. If some of you remember, I said I thought that silver was going to reach 40 before the end of the year. It reached it way before the end of the year. I don't know what it's going to go up to now, because it's not new territory, because silver's been up there in price, $50 an ounce and higher. But 40 compared to the last 3 years where spot was like 25, we've almost doubled the spot from last year. It's odd what's going on. But I'm thinking 48 and then a small dip. I don't know why I think that, but from my numbers that are coming out, like, the 2 weeks, and then the average, and then what it's been highest at, and what it's been down to the opposite way of the average, I'm thinking 48 and then a dip to like 45, 46. But that's just a crazy guy in a headset. So don't listen to me. Ooh, she's got some donuts going on in there too. Oh no, heart shapes. Oh, it's the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was donuts. It's not pretzels. It looks like pretzels or donuts or something. Let's see. She grew orchids in Florida. Nice. My 2025 ASE is flawless. I love this coin. Nice. San Francisco coin there, Sea Griller. Flawless, Parvey says. Nice. Resistance at 49, then past 50 and blows up. If it reaches 50, it's going to explode. I agree. Silver is so high, it's putting a crunch in coin dealers' overhead cash flow. Absolutely. I've heard dealers, like I talked to a couple dealers out west that I trade with, and a couple dealers out west are almost refusing to buy silver because they're afraid it's going to plummet real fast. So if they're buying at 40, well, it's at 45, but when it was at 40, people were selling. If they're buying at 40 and all of a sudden it drops to 30, they're $10 in the negative. So, it's scary for a dealer that deals, or even these places that buy silver and gold. It's crazy what's going on. I tell you one thing, you go to one of them we buy gold and silver, you will get nowhere near spot. If spot is $40, they're going to tell you, "Oh, we'll give you 32." No, 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 no. Spot's at 40 for a reason. We were here in 2012ish in regards to silver. Yep, it hit what, 51 or something like that in 2012. Ron AZ, good morning, sir. Good to see you, buddy. When it's confirmed we're in a recession, it will go much higher. Guaranteed. Nothing like a little dip in the economy to make precious metals go boom. Boom isn't good. Hey, there's the pretzels. See, it looks like this with the thumbs crossed. Thank you, Miss Wendy. That's funny. I think he's talking about his ASC proof silver. Going to be there within the next hour. Nice. Precious metals are climbing too fast. If there is a big sell-off, the glut will roll back the price. Yep. I am just holding. Buying fractional gold, in my opinion, is a good alternative. Yep. Low priced gold, like the even the grams and the 10th ounces. Grams are like $120 right now for a gram of gold. I sold my gold on the auctions for 105 and 110. And now they're at 120, and that's like a month later. But that's melt. That's not counting the numismatics on top of the gold. That's just plain bullion gold. So, yeah, unfortunately, Mint's raising prices again. The hedge funds and banks are manipulating the market. They bought silver for peanuts, and now they want to take their profits. Yep. They're selling too soon. I hear you there, Sea Griller. Fortunately, even fractional silver, fractional gold is out of my price range for sure. I remember buying Eagles for $16 a piece. Those were the days. Back in 95, I can't remember what gold was at, but I bought 17 ounces of gold over like a 2-month span. And when I sold it in like 2002, 2003, it had almost tripled. I wish I still had this. I wish I still had 5 ounces of that gold. Hell, an ounce. I wish I had an ounce of gold right now. Yep. Sorry. Go ahead. Zoey about walked through the frame. Had to hold her up there for a second. Keeps getting worse. Lately, it's a lot worse. Yep. Let's see. Smart man said earlier, if I sell my fractional gold, my return on investment would be very high, but I'm holding. Yep. Scott S., when ASEs hit $20 each, I thought that was too high. Now they're, 45 to 48 for bullion is what the dealers are asking, something like that. But now, if you guys remember, when silver was at $20 spot price, Eagles were like close to 50. The premiums on them were almost double what the spot was. You guys remember that? That low price fractional gold was considered expensive not too long ago. Absolutely. See, Griller was right there with you, buddy. Yep, yep, yep. We still have gold backs if you can get over the markup. Yep, I have one gold back. It's a Utah gold back. Bass Manners reminding everybody that we are here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. Mr. Kevin's usually here with us, but Mr. Kevin is surely uh, tied up. I hope nothing's wrong. Of course, if something was wrong, he would have let us know right away.
And unless things have changed, we're not going to be here Monday.
Yes, we're not going to be here Monday. We will be traveling back home Monday. But we will be back Wednesday for sure. Auction preview Wednesday. It'll be fun. Going back to Hunt Brothers at 40 and 2011 at 50 an ounce, what the local coin shops and buyers did then would be great to know. Yep, yep, yep. Have one gold back, Nevada. That's cool. Thank you, Miss Wendy. Yep, we're here Friday, Saturday, going back Sunday. Or no, going back Monday.
Yeah.
Sunday, Zoey gets to do the Weiler's Fast Lane experience again. Like you folks know, last year she did Weiler's Fast Lane. She got to ride in all the high end cars, the supercars and stuff, the Ferraris and Porsches and stuff like that. She was chosen to do that again this year. They're going to have a meeting with all the kids. There's like 30 police departments that comes together and does this with them. When they go through interstates, they actually shut down the interstates, shut off the exits, so they can parade through the interstate without having to dodge and weave cars. And then they go to, what's the name of that station? Union Terminal. They go to Union Terminal and have a meeting so everybody can look at the cars. The public can look at the cars, just like a car show, kind of. Then they hang out there for a little bit and they see Rosie, the Cincinnati Reds mascot. Little side note about Rosie. Zoey and I sat with Rosie for like an hour and a half coloring. She never once broke a character. She was always Rosie. And I was wearing a Yankees hat at the time, and she kept looking at that Yankees hat and going like that and wiping it off, trying to wipe off the New York. You seen the autograph she gave me, Bassman? It's a picture of me and her together, and she goes, "I love Tiny, even though he's a Yankees fan."
Yeah.
Yeah, and she actually remembered Zoey when she went to Union Terminal last year, or the year before last. And then after Union Terminal, they'll come here to the Ronald McDonald House. So all the kids get to see the cars and stuff and, sit in the cars.
Drive through Fountain Square in downtown.
Yep, they drive through Fountain Square in downtown and come here and have a little meet up. And then they go back to Jeff Weiler's headquarters. Jeff Weiler is a car dealer. He has several car lots. And he puts this on for the kids every year. And
the
go ahead.
police get in on it, and so they're escorting, and they block the exits on the into the freeway. They even have, some of them have red lights to turn on, and they set still. They get in traffic. I mean, they get on the freeway and then they sit there and talk. And then after that car in front of them has gone so far, they take off. And I don't know how fast they get to go, but they can get up there.
It's called the
And
acceleration experience.
yeah, they get to feel the car take off and get up to real fast, real quick.
Yep.
All you need to say is
Huh?
that's all you need to say about
Yep. That's all I need to say about that, Lala said.
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to talk about it, but they treat them pretty good. Looks like, from what I saw on the internet last year.
Hmm. It's on Facebook on Jeff Weiler's Facebook account. If you guys want to tune in, 9:30 uh, Sunday morning, Jeff Weiler's Facebook. It will all be live
it.
on.
It starts at like 9.
Yeah, it starts at like 9
Yeah,
when the parade starts out from Jeff Weiler, and then there's a van, like a media van that follows them, and they have an ambulance and crews with them that follows them. Because it's a bunch of you know kids that
kids.
have health problems,
Yeah, kids from the hospital.
right? So they're taken care of very very well. Tiny, do they give out the tokens for that event? Zoe, don't let your dad anywhere near that token. I get my own, so we get
Yep.
two, one for Zoe and one for me. They're like a challenge coin. It says fast lane experience on it. I'll uh, I'll show you guys Wednesday, whenever we get back home, or whenever we come back. Mr. Pintoff, you are telling the truth, sir. There is no doubt in my mind that I know me and Bassman's memories like fog. Ours is like thick, thick. Can't see your hand in front of your face,
I was gonna
fog.
say mine's evaporated. Man, I used to could talk and tell you things and make sense. Yeah, I can't remember what I had for breakfast. I have the
Now
same
I'm
thing for
go.
breakfast every day, so that I'll know what I had.
Yes, you can remember.
Yeah.
Now I'm going back here, and I can't see it, and I know he came in, and the first thing he says is hello to Mr. Scott S. I do believe, but hi, how you are? I'm so glad for me to see you. I guarantee from way down on the boat. Silver Gator, everybody. Morning, Silver Gator. Let's see. Let's see. Going okay. Thanks for two more D's to get graded. Talking about them 2021 Denvers. Morgan's. He got one back. 70. Very nice. Very, very nice. Congratulations once again, Silver Gator. Yep. Have a nice weekend, young ladies. Anyone heard from Amy Harrell? I heard from Miss Amy Harrell last Wednesday. Was the last time I seen her.
Nothing I saw. I thought she said something about having to
An
go for a
appointment.
test. Yeah, or
Yeah.
go for an appointment or something.
Going to the VA. What for her eyes was it? I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but I think she was supposed to be gone today because of some kind of an appointment.
Has anyone heard from Mr. Palladino? Mr. Palladino is also coin stuff I like, in case you folks didn't know. Hope he didn't get too close to Old Faithful. Yes, going from Reno, taking a 2 week trip to Yellowstone and surrounding areas. And last I heard, he was on the way. Last time I got a text from him, he was on the way and he was like, I think it was like 30 miles or 30 minutes from Yellowstone. That was the last time I talked to him.
I'm not going over there because it's gonna blow up. It's a volcano.
Bassman was around Yellowstone when Old Faithful was just a puddle that bubbled.
Yeah, I lived in Hawaii, right across from Diamond Head. So I suppose
She
they got
wasn't at the
shot down.
auction. She wasn't at the auction Wednesday, but she was. I seen her Monday. Last this no, not Monday because we weren't here. Last Wednesday,
Wednesday morning.
not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before.
Yeah, she was here last Wednesday morning too, I think,
Yeah,
but
I
not at
believe
the
so.
auction.
Right, she was not at the auction. I don't think. So hope everything's okay with Miss Amy. Bassman is the man. Silver Gator knows it. You're the man, Bassman. He absolutely is. Thank you, sir.
My wife don't know. We ain't tell her.
we, we ain't telling her. The cat mommy at the cattery was happy when little Fuzzy got a life. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, in 120 years, Bassman, do you have the time to live in all these different places? He's been around. He's like a vampire. He's been around forever.
Yeah, I've been just hanging out. I mean,
Just
I'm
drifting from
I
place to
can
place.
I can I was in school, and now you got to understand where I live is a small town now. back back in the late '60s, it wasn't much of anything. But
1960s.
yeah,
1960s.
the 1960s. Uh, but anyway, the teacher called my mother to school to tell her that uh, it was a good thing for a child to have a good imagination and everything, but with the stories I was telling in school, that was just too much.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, what's he telling them?" And she said, "Well, he said he went shark hunting and uh, he went and rode on a turtle and he uh, he would go up to the bird in the front yard and the bird would stand up and show him her eggs." And my mother said, "Okay, what's wrong with all that?" And she said, "Well, birds don't show." Mother thought, you hadn't been out of this small town in your whole life. you know,
Yeah.
there are other things happening.
Yeah.
But we lived in Midway Island, and on Midway, the Goonie birds will stand up and show you their egg. They don't. You don't try to touch it. They're fine with you seeing it. But as long as you don't reach over and bother their eggs, they're okay with it. They're proud of you. So they'll stand up, show you their egg. We used to take a light and look up. They have these big corrugated walls holding the sand back, to because
Mhm.
the island is a runway for airplanes. And we would look off those walls and watch the sharks swim by. And uh, when I was a kid, that's what stuck in my head, I guess, was that we'd look off and look for sharks and watch them swim by that wall. And You know, when you live on an island that's a mile long and a half mile wide, and nearly all of it's runway, you know, I guess seeing sharks is memorable.
Not a lot to do on that island.
Yeah, and you know, and then you come back to the center of Arkansas, you know, there's not many sharks here.
Gator or two, but no
We
sharks.
got a gator or two, yeah. But yeah, that teacher called my mother in to uh, talk to her about my stories because I was telling all these whoppers.
Tall tales coming from Bassman.
Yeah, and turned out it was all true.
It's like that little kid you see. Everybody's probably seen the. If you're on Facebook or TikTok or all them other weird social media things, this little boy, I can't remember what state he was in, but he kept telling everybody that his uncle was Superman. And the teacher kept telling him, no, your uncle's not Superman. He said, yes, my uncle is Superman. And he was telling everybody, he says, I can show you. And she's like, no. He went home and he had his mother call his uncle. His uncle is the actor that plays Superman on Smallville. So he went to school with him, and the teacher said, oh, your uncle is Superman.
Yeah,
So he finally went, his uncle went to school with him one day, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's Superman. Yep, sure enough.
well, we had uh, one of the other things was I was in a school in California. Well, they didn't even have kindergarten in Arkansas yet, and I went to kindergarten in California, and they had an actor, and I can't tell you his name, uh, but he had a traveling show thing that went around and did Western stuff, like they had a runaway stagecoach, you know, that he'd chase down and get on.
Like the Buffalo Bill stuff.
Yeah, only they'd run a stagecoach out across there, and he'd ride along and jump over on the horses and stop it,
Yeah,
you know, things like that. And you know, and did this at a school. So the you know, the schools here didn't have anything like that. And I, you know, I was telling the teacher about this guy chasing a stagecoach down and jumping over on the horses and all. And she didn't believe me. And my dad was a diver, uh, skin diver. He didn't dive.
Navy diver.
Well, no, he was just in the Navy, but he was a diver. Like I bass fish, he dives.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And they go down without tanks. And the idea is you bring up something and you bring it in and they mark it for points, you know,
Oh,
for
okay,
you know,
got you.
like if you can catch a lobster, you get so many points
Got
and
you.
things like
Like
that.
like a competition thing.
Yes, like I said,
Got you.
like bass fishing would be only it was
Got you. I
they
got
were
you.
diving and finding things. Well, my dad brought a turtle home, and you know, I mean, he's bigger than a manhole cover, and set it in the yard and put me on it, and I rode it around the yard, and he brought an alligator home. It wasn't but a couple of feet long, but he put it in the bathtub and he gave it just a little bit of water. And the problem was it could paddle its tail so quick in that little bit of water it could shoot itself over the end of the bathtub. So he put it back in there and drained some of the water, you know, until it couldn't jump out. And he went to work. he was in the Navy and he was on duty that weekend, and so he left that alligator in the bathtub for us to see it. And
That went
my
over.
mother,
That went over real well with mom.
yeah, he came home and my mother was fighting it with a mop, and so
Uh,
I don't think she was winning either, but she was fighting it with a mop. And
she was giving it a try anyway.
yeah, he put an octopus in our in our bathroom sink, and its little legs would hang over the edge and stuff. He said I would walk in there and I'd get almost up to it and stick my finger out like I was going to touch it. But then I'd squeal like a little pig and run through the house. And they, like I said, my first grade teacher just could not comprehend any of these things.
Just knew you were lying, making tall tales.
Oh yeah, yeah, making this stuff up. Now I've had, like I say, just basically because my dad was in the service and we moved all over the place. I've had some interesting things go on.
Mm-hmm.
And the my dad, if he'd just gotten out of the Navy on his first hitch, if he'd have gotten out of the Navy on his first hitch, we'd have been my dad would have been the painter for Disney World in Florida, the main painter. So it was, he was a painter and painted. That's what he did in the Navy, was paint airplanes and stuff. But because he did all that, they wanted him as a painter at Disney World, and
Nice.
and he signed back up though, and we went to live in California. So, but we had neighbors. The neighbor, I'd never lived in a neighborhood before, but we lived in one that our backyard was somebody else's backyard too. They backed up against each other. For those people of you that live in a housing development know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the neighbor came and asked my father not to put up a fence. They were going to put a fence down the middle of the backyard. Well, it wasn't really him doing it. My dad was going to build it, but the owner of the house was buying it. But the man came and asked them not to put this fence up so that man could play with us. I had a little brother. And
Nice.
he had I think, 750 motorcycle. And he would come out and ride us, give us rides around the backyards and
Nice.
make a big circle and just let us set up on the gas tank, and ride around.
Cool.
And my dad built a playhouse that was, I don't know, probably 16 by something, at least 16 by 8. Anyway, the bottom of it was like a box and open at the top and had sand in it. So it was like a sandbox with about a
Mm-hmm.
3 foot wall around it with a hole to step in. Then it had posts at the corners that went up, and it had a plywood box, house built on top of it for a little playhouse. So you came in and you were in a covered sandbox, and then you went up some steps and you were in the playhouse at the top. And this was in my backyard. You know, the teacher just couldn't fathom a kid having a 16 by 8 sandbox, I guess.
Right.
But
Miss, oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Miss Wendy talked to Miss Amy. Miss Amy was up late, and she says hi to everybody. She's all good,
Oh,
and thanks for asking about her. So
okay.
cool.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing about uh, we see each other every day, all of us, or every other
Mhm.
day, and we pretty much see each other unless Tiny or I can't make it or something. But when y'all don't come, we don't know. You know, you could be sick, you could be gone to visit, on vacation.
Yeah.
So we don't always know what's going on.
Right. Ken of mine's watching Invisible River Ranch live streams. He does live streams for
Yeah,
animals and stuff. And Ken of mine says she watches them watching the squirrels and stuff.
yeah,
Gold past 3,800. Nice.
ah,
You got some
that's
gold bass, man.
you what?
You've got some gold.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a piece of gold. Well, not much.
Got that. He's got a 10th ounce Mercury. I think it was
Looks like a
96,
mercury diamond.
1996.
Yeah,
Yep. Oh, it's beautiful.
it's a shiny reticle.
Yeah, it is.
I buff it, shine it up real good.
Don't. It's slabbed. It's a 70 or a 10. I can't remember if it's the NGCX or if
Yeah,
it's
I
an
can't remember
MS70
what
or
it is.
10. Who's watching this crazy market? I did have a ticker going up on another website, but I shut it off. I
Oh,
was I was too. Let's
well,
see.
uh, at at this point, I would be typing 2 minute warning in the old days.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Weird. Time is rushing past today.
Oh yeah. When you were a kid, we visited our cousins in rural town in upstate New York. Couldn't
Hmm.
comprehend that houses had no fences between them, walking through your neighbor's yards to get somewhere.
Oh
Those were the
yeah,
good old days. Now,
yeah.
now they jump out there and say, "Get off my lawn!"
We lived in Oklahoma, and it was a it was a strange situation. the The area we lived in was like a housing development, but a block was like a mile long. I mean,
Yeah,
it went and went and went, and uh, you could not cross this. Well, you had to cross the street when you got to the end of the block. You crossed the street into a 7-Eleven. So we'd leave our house and go to the 7-Eleven and only have to cross one street. But
yeah.
and it was only 1 block away. It took half hour to walk it, but it really was. It was They were long, you know, good blocks.
Cobblestone streets, and you had to dodge the horse and carriage,
Yeah,
and
and you go up there and they had a little thing to tie your horses to.
yeah,
Uh,
the Model A had just come out, and wasn't too
yeah,
many cars on the road.
but that like I say, that block was humongous, and and the group of kids at the all we lived at one end of the block, and the 7-Eleven was at the other end. But anyway, the group of kids on that block down there, the last like 8 houses or so had kids in them. We all played together, and we ran up and down and under people's behind hedges in their
Mm-hmm.
yard. And one day we'd be at somebody's house, one of the houses, and they weren't our houses, by the way. These were just whoever lived there. But we'd be under their hedges one day, and the next day we'd be under the hedges across the street or something. And we'd have war games up and down the street, and it was it, there was no such thing as private property, I guess, because we just went where we wanted.
Did you know there's no such thing as trespassing in England?
No.
All these videos that I watch of these people, they call them urban explorers. They go through old buildings and old houses and stuff that are, abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And, some of them houses have everything in them still, the furniture, the clothes, everything. And if the cops come, the cops can't do nothing to them. It's not, there's no such thing as criminal trespassing unless it is blocked off with fences and signages on it. But that's like government property. Like if you have an abandoned house on your property and somebody goes in, it's called civil trespass. What you would have to do is you would have to take the trespassers to court to prove they were trespassing. The police come, they say, the owner called, don't want nobody in there, leave.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, there's several in there. I could show you hundreds of them. People getting caught in abandoned buildings in other people's property.
Yeah.
And all the cops do is say, did you steal anything? Let us check your bags. Get out of here. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. And I'm like, that ain't happening here. You're in an abandoned building and somebody calls because it's their property, your rear end's going to jail.
Yeah, my dad, when he was younger, they had a man down the road from them. Now they didn't live in any kind of housing development. This was out in the boonies.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a man that had a large watermelon farm there.
Ooh.
And so he put up a sign in his watermelon that said, there's one poison watermelon. So Dad and his friends put up another sign. Said, now there's two.
Now there's two. Try to keep people from stealing your watermelons that turn around on you. Now there's two. Which one did we poison?
Yeah, he was making them believe, or trying to make them believe, that he poisoned the watermelon so they wouldn't eat them. So
Right.
they just put, now there's two. But yeah, that you ought to hear. You think some of the stuff I did was wild, except for it being with weird animals, and like big turtles and stuff. My dad, when he was a youngster, they just ran wild. They were,
Yeah.
when he was 3 and 4 years old, up to 3 and 4 years old at least. They they He had three older sisters, and it was all they could do to keep clothes on him. He'd take his clothes off and get muddy and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had big clay banks, that were uh, red clay. They go out
Mm-hmm.
there and get in that clay and slide and play, Well, they get in trouble for getting dirty, so they take their clothes off and go out there. play in the clay in their birthday suits.
Yeah, I used to do that, but I'd do it on my bicycle. Go splash through the mud puddle. I'd get in trouble for that because I'd be muddy from knees down where I splashed through the mud. I was always going through the mud puddles. And he's talking about going to your neighbor's house and walking through the yard and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember the big hangout when I was little, living in was it Georgia? When we lived in Georgia, we lived in Smyrna, Georgia for a while. And I remember the next door neighbor was an old lady, and she told us kids we could play in her backyard as much as we wanted. And she had a huge deck. I mean, it was, 10, 12 feet off the ground on her back where the hill went down and then flattened out. And underneath her porch was sand to keep weeds and stuff from growing. We would play, I'm talking 10, 12 kids from the neighborhood would always be under her porch, man.
Yeah.
The place to be in the neighborhood was under Mrs. Alexander. I think it was Miss Alexander was her name. Miss Alexander's back porch was the place to be when you were 10, 11, 12 years old. I mean, it was awesome. She'd bring out ham salad sandwiches. A 10, 12-year-old ain't going to eat no daggone ham salad sandwich. But living in West Virginia, when I was younger, I knew all about the ham salad, and I was gorging myself on them ham salad sandwiches she was bringing out.
Yeah, Robert Pintoff said that up in New York, their New York City blocks are like that, some of them. And the road wasn't, that's the other thing I never did understand about that housing development. The roads were not straight. They looked like they'd followed a snake down. I mean, they curved, but not big.
Yeah.
Not like a big bend or anything, but it'd be bent. It'd go a little ways and it'd bend the other way. It'd bend back. It'd just kind of weaving along back and forth as it went up that block. But you would think they'd be just, a housing development, it'd be just straight lines. But they weren't. They did make the streets completely straight.
Yep.
And at the end of the street that we lived on, it dead-ended it into a lot that had, we called them horny toads. They were the little horny toad lizards.
Watch your mouth.
Had the little spikes on their back and stuff.
Yeah.
And we used to catch those things, and you'd lay them on their back and draw circles around them, and they'd go hypnotized, and they'd just lay there. You could do anything with them, they just lay there. So, like I say, it just growing up, I did a lot of weird things, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Then I got
Bassman was dad was in the Navy, and my dad was one of the company presidents of U-Haul, and we moved all over up and down the East Coast. But Bassman, dad being in the Navy, he was skipping big places: California, Hawaii, up on the island, and down in Florida and Arkansas. And
I was born in Washington State, and 2 years and 1 month and 1 day, 2 years, 1 month later, my little brother was born in Florida. We were at each end of the United States and had one at the top, one at the bottom. So, Alaska wasn't a state yet. And then, like I said,
they hadn't even, when your dad was in the Navy, they still had wooden ships, and they hadn't even they haven't even ventured out west yet.
Run up the sails.
I'm just kidding. Bassman was born in the 50s, the 1950s. I'm not going to say what year he was born, but he was. I give him a lot of guff, but
my deal is I'm not as old as I feel.
Oh,
You know,
dude,
I,
I can hear you on that.
I've been rode hard and put away wet too many times. So, but we better get off of here and let these people get to their weekend. And
Yep.
what's a Kitco is 45.92, whatever that is.
Kitco's it's a metals website that
Oh,
shows
is that where they
prices.
tell you the metal?
Yep. One place says 46, one place says 45. There's even one place that I seen a little bit ago when I done a little search. They give their spot prices are predictions within
Mm,
like 6 hour predictions, and it said 47,
yeah, yeah,
but or may reach 47 is what it said by the end of business today, but I don't think so.
yeah. Anyway, y'all, y'all go out and have a good weekend. We got, like I say, we will not be here Monday, so you can sleep in a little later. But we'll be back Wednesday. But have a good weekend. Like I say, do something nice for somebody. It makes them wonder what you're up to, and just be good to somebody out there.
Yep.
Y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you Wednesday, and until then, I'm wishing I was fishing. Bye.
And if you can't be good to somebody else to make them wonder what you're up to, be good to yourself. We got C Griller. We got Miss Kinomine. I see Miss Kinomine in there. Red Silver, all giving the Zoe Strong. Absolutely. Yes, Mr. Pintoff, there could be a big push towards 50 today within the next 6 hours.
Babe, we turn that off, please.
Miss Wendy saying Zoe Strong. Turning off my camera for the wife. You guys have a good weekend. See you Wednesday. Like Bassman said, we will be traveling Monday. There is no show. I love each and every one of you, and I hope this finds you guys safe and healthy. And you guys don't forget to check that pocket change because you never know what you're